generations before us cast out colonial powers, conquered smallpox, and ended slavery, what will our generation be known for?
Millions of people in the world's poorest countries remain imprisoned, enslaved. They are trapped in the prison of poverty. It is time to set them free.
We are connected like never before. We can raise our voices and demand our governments to end the injustice of poverty. And with all this energy, connectivity, intelligence, and hope, can we be the generation to end poverty?
We live in a world based on a complete lottery. Some are born in countries where you can take for granted education, health, water, sanitation. Others are born in countries where they cannot assume any of that.
In my name.
In my name, all governments should work toward fulfilling the Millennium Development Goals.
But nearly half the world's population live on less than $2 a day and are faced daily with impossible choices. To feed your family at least once that day, or get those school books your children really need. But what about the mosquito net to protect them from malaria? It doesn't have to be this way anymore. We have the solutions, and the time to act is now. In the year 2000, your government, along with every other government in the world, promised to have extreme poverty by 2015. We must act now to make them keep their promise.
Will you keep your promise to end poverty by my 15th birthday?
Governments must be accountable to their people and their promises.
A mother dies every minute because there is no doctor, midwife, or nurse by her side. It would take only 700,000 midwives to end this injustice and cost only as much as U.S. consumers spend on bottled water in a single year.
I will write my government and demand better health care for poor mothers and children. In my name.
In my name.
Amuno. A child dies every 5 seconds from poverty. Sometimes from hunger, sometimes from unclean water, and sometimes from a mosquito bite. $50 billion could save these innocent lives. It sounds like a lot, but that's the same amount of money that China spent preparing for the Olympics. We must make them keep their promise.
In my name, I want the world leaders to keep their promise and give our children a brighter future.
In my name.
In my name.
It will cost $30 billion a year to end the scourge of hunger. Last December, in 1 month alone, we spent the same amount of money buying electronic gifts.
I am joining this global movement to end poverty. In my name, government should keep their promises.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
Pharmaceutical companies spend $30 billion a year on marketing. Half that amount of money would stop the spread of AIDS and provide treatment for everyone living with the disease. More doctors and nurses are urgently needed. The price of one fighter jet could pay the salaries for 10,000 doctors in a poor country. They promised to stop the spread of AIDS, malaria, and other killer diseases.
In my name, I'd like our governments to keep their promise to provide poor countries with medical care.
In my name.
En mi nombre.
In my name.
Universal primary education would cost $11 billion a year. Now that's half what Americans spend on ice cream. Now y'all gotta do me a favor. Demand your government to keep that promise so that every boy and girl can go to school.
In my name, I call on world leaders to provide children everywhere with access to free education.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
Unfair trade rules mean that Africa only accounts for 2% of the world's trade. If trade rules were not tipped in favor of rich countries, then poor countries could lift themselves out of poverty 3 times faster than relying on aid.
What leaders need to do is to ensure that there is fair and just trade, especially for the peasant farmers.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
Climate change affects us all, but it impacts people in poor countries the most because they rely on farming and fishing to feed their family. 250 million people are going to have to leave their home to find new sources for food and water. The progress we've made to end poverty is being reversed because of climate change.
In my name, I want all governments to radically cut their carbon emissions and to help poor countries suffering from the climate change.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
We don't get to choose where we are born, but we can choose the world we create. To be the generation that ends poverty, we must act now to make them keep their promise.
They promised to reduce maternal mortality by 3/4.
They promised to reduce by 2/3 the death rate of children under 5 years old.
They promised to stop the spread of AIDS, malaria, and other killer diseases.
They promised to cut in half the number of people suffering from hunger.
Now they promised to get every boy and girl in school.
First world governments must end unfair trade and stop exploiting poor farmers.
Polluting nations must provide resources for poor countries to overcome and adapt to climate change.
Demand your government keep its promise to do this. Your choice. Your voice.
You promised. Keep your promise.
We don't choose where or when we are born, yet we were born at a great moment in history, a moment where we have the power to finally end extreme poverty. Loud voices, your voice, can force simple steps that will change the world as we know it. The power to end poverty is within reach. Will we grab it?
We can, we must, we will achieve the Millennium Development Goals by the year 2015, bringing poverty down by at least half, and we will end extreme poverty by the year 2025.
Can we be the generation to end poverty?
Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that great generation.
I believe we can.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
In my name.
Em meu nome.
In my name.
In my name.
In nome mio.
In my name.